Thanks for tuning in. This is the Life of Miner, and let's check out week 95 of my mining payouts.
But I know what I do and I know what I need.
At the beginning of these payout videos, let's go over the date and time when I took these payouts. I took these payouts on February 7th of 2021, around 4 p.m. US Eastern Time. And as of right now, the price of Ethereum is about $1,591.05. And the price of Monero is around $149.56. I do want to mention that at the end of the month, I'll go over my electricity bill and my YouTube and Twitch profits as well. So like previous weeks, I've been mining Ethereum, and I do average around 2.6 gigahashes mining Ethereum. I've been also mining Monero, and I do average around 14 kilohashes mining Monero. Okay, so now pulling up my Excel and checking out what I mined. I did mine around 1.22 Ethereum, equaling around $1,927.26, and about 0.04 Monero, equaling around $5.97. So if I did sell everything as of today, I would have made $1,933.23. And last but not least, if you did want to check out my GPU count, I do have a total of 75 GPUs and 1 CPU. My GPUs are mining Ethereum, and my CPU is mining Monero, and I do have 2 mining farms. Okay, so for this week's fun clip, I do have 2 bullish news on Bitcoin. So let's check this out.
Bitcoin rising this morning following news that Tesla has bought about $1.5 billion in the cryptocurrency and will soon start accepting it as payment for its vehicles. Joining us right now is Mike Novogratz. He's the founder and CEO of Galaxy Digital. And Mike, cryptocurrency really taking off on this. Bitcoin up the last I checked over 11%. What do you think of this news?
Listen, it's big news. I mean, Elon Musk has done better than any CEO in the last 2 years of driving his stock price and driving shareholder value. But one reason is he's listening. He's listening to millennials and Gen Z. So this is the currency of their generation in lots of ways. It's the store of wealth of their generation. So I think it's a really big deal. Michael Saylor did a conference last Thursday, and there were over 1,400 CFOs and CEOs on the conference, over 10,000 people, where he went through and talked about how a corporate could buy Bitcoin. When I was talking to the audience, my message came right back to listen to your audience. Look what happened with GameStop, right? This is a generation that's speaking loud and clear. And I think Elon did it brilliantly.
Let's break this down into 2 pieces, because I think it's 2 separate pieces of news. One, that they'll be allowing customers soon to perhaps pay for a car in Bitcoin. They didn't say whether they'd hold on to that Bitcoin or instantaneously flip it, like PayPal has said they'd be doing. If they let you do a transaction, they'd probably flip it and immediately change it back to a more stable form, like a more stable currency. The other is taking $1.5 billion of their cash on hand and plowing that into Bitcoin. I mean, that's a significant amount for them. If you look at it, it's probably 7.5% of what they had as of the end of the year, when they've got about $19.3 billion in cash or cash equivalents on hand. Break this down into 2 pieces. First of all, what do you think about the idea? Go ahead.
Every company should be looking at how to accept digital currencies as digital payments as part of their business scheme. Like it's not that difficult. It's what customers want. It's where the world is moving. And so that, I think he's getting ahead of the curve. And I think you're going to see every company look to figure out how they, from McDonald's to, Bojangles, you name it. I think the second is a different bet. And we have a debasement of fiat currency going on, right? We have a debasement of the dollar. And so I think that's a more speculative bet, but it's also a bet, even if it's a smaller portion of your treasury, that tells your customers, hey, we're listening. We understand where the world is going. We're looking forward. People want to invest in companies for the next 100 years, not the last 100 years. And that's becoming more and more clear.
Mike, as you said, no one can argue with what Elon has achieved for his company and its share price over the last year or so. What, though, do you make of his tweets supporting Doge?
I wish he wouldn't. Listen, I think, Dogecoin reminds me a lot of GameStop. It's a meme. It was funny for a little bit, but now it's at market valuation where people are going to lose lots of money in Doge. Bitcoin has a real purpose. Ethereum has a real purpose. Lots of the stable coins have a real purpose. And Doge is kind of a meme, a joke. And so I sometimes wonder, Elon is so smart. He can do whatever he wants to do because he's making everybody money. And I think Doge is a little bit like the 420 comment.
Let's have to get your reaction first of all on this headline of the day. Two factors for it. One, does it continue to build momentum in Bitcoin and Tesla, I guess, or does it potentially mark the top? And should a company be doing this if it is indeed speculation and as an investment, as opposed to preparing for transactional purposes?
Thank you. The first question is easier. Yes, it will continue to build momentum. What did Tesla tell you? Two things. One is that this will be a form of payment, and two is that this is an investment vehicle. So those are two powerful endorsements for the notion, I want to stress the notion, that Bitcoins are a currency, are money. Because after all, money is a store of value, money is a form of payments. So yes, that will build further momentum. As to the reaction, it's going to be all over the place. Some will see it as visionary. Others will say, wait a minute, if I want to invest in Bitcoins, I'll do it directly. I don't need Tesla to do it for me. And by the way, shouldn't Tesla be in cash management? Bitcoins are way too volatile for cash management. So you're going to see a whole range of reactions. But for Bitcoin holders, today is good news for them.
I guess, Mohammed, one common thread behind all of this is debasement of traditional currencies. Does just the further endorsement of their alternative increase momentum behind the downside argument for things like the dollar?
Maybe at the margin, but I don't think it's a consequential effect. But what is consequential is that the argument for Bitcoins is evolving. It used to be a negative argument. You don't trust the system, invest in Bitcoins. You're afraid about inflation, about debasement, invest in Bitcoin. Yields are too low on treasuries. Put Bitcoin in your risk mitigation bucket. Now, suddenly, we have those reasons, and Tesla says there are positive reasons. Form of payment, investment vehicles. So that is the pivot, Wilfred, and that's why you're seeing Bitcoin prices at 44,000.
What's your take, Mohammed, on the very quick bounce we had to new highs after that sort of 4% peak to trough pullback, and whether it puts us back into overstretch, overbought type levels?
You know, I've said repeatedly for the last many months, the path of least resistance for this money is up. Don't get in the way of massive liquidity. The only thing that will stop it is either a market accident, and we came close to one, or alternatively, the Fed losing control of yields on longer dated bonds. So keep these two things there. This is a rational bubble. It is a bubble. Prices are completely disconnected from fundamentals, but it is rational because there's so much liquidity being pumped in.
And Mohammed, just finally, in terms of valuations and opportunities, do you see the US as less attractive than certain international markets?
I do not. I think fading the US too early is a big mistake. Europe is going to have a lot more problems in terms of vaccinations and in terms of the economy. And the emerging world is still quite precarious in economic and payments terms. So you have to be very selective. But if you are buying an index, I certainly wouldn't fade the US in favor of the other jurisdictions right now.
Alright, so thanks for checking out this week's mining payout. Stay tuned for next week's as well. And shout out to this week's random comment winner. And if you did want to be featured, just write a comment below. And if you want to catch these videos live, I do stream live on Twitch at twitch.tv/thelifeofminer every Sunday, 2:30 p.m. US Eastern Time. And if you do need any type of help, definitely join the Discord. I or someone knowledgeable will definitely help you out. Okay, so hope you enjoyed this video. Thumbs if you enjoyed it, sub if you decide to see what's next. But of course, thanks for watching and always happy mining.
Thanks for watching The Life of a Miner. This is Gohan from Dragon Ball Z. You don't want me to get angry and turn Super Saiyan, so make sure you subscribe to The Life of a Miner. I'm also the narrator. Next time on The Life of a Miner.